I have a question for y'all. Why do we glorify pain? Why do we praise people for being strong and for fighting against themselves when they're in pain? I have a very intimate relationship with pain. I suffer from multiple chronic, incurable conditions, and I am very familiar with being in pain a lot. My pain is never too bad. My pain is never severe, but I almost always have some level of pain present, and it's been happening for years now. So I'm very used to living with pain every day. Something hurts, something itches, something is not right, something is swollen, something is inflamed. So today my under eye, especially this under eye, is a little swollen. And this eye too. It's hard to see because I put reddish pink eyeshadow on my eyelids, so to kind of mimic the sickly look of the stuff that I have. So yeah, one day I'm going to talk more about my chronic illnesses in more detail, because I think it's important to spread awareness, and because sometimes people feel very alone and isolated if they have a more rare condition. So mine, I suppose, is kind of rare. Not too sure. I don't hear a lot of people talk about it, so I guess I should. Even if 10 million people talk about it, I mean, I'll be one more. So yeah, living with continuous low-level pain is exhausting and is not fun, and it really bleeds into other areas of your life, because you get used to going through pain, you get used to enduring through the pain. You kind of start losing the sense of what is normal. You become so preoccupied with just getting things done and being normal, and you oftentimes ignore your actual needs, and you might start, your boundaries can become blurry because you're so used to forcing yourself. And my boundaries were never great to begin with, so my chronic illnesses really didn't help. They made things so much worse, because I would disregard my pain and myself feeling bad for multiple reasons, and for so long that it kind of became completely normal to me. It was like, oh, yeah, that's just what we do here. We just work through the pain. And I see so many people having similar experiences and devaluing their pain and devaluing their struggles just to keep up. And my question is, keep up with what? Like, there is no scenario written, and if you don't follow the scenario, your human license doesn't get revoked, let me tell you this much. So I really don't understand why we, as sufferers of chronic illnesses, why we keep pushing ourselves so hard. And I mean, I have a lot of ideas why, and I might share some later, but it's so funny how we can oppress ourselves, how we can just push and push until it feels like something inside is broken and doesn't work anymore. And after you've lived for a while, ignoring your pain and glorifying yourself for living with the pain, you kind of get a sense that this is what it means to be strong. Oh, look at me, nobody can tell that I'm in pain. And then after some time living like this, I thought to myself, what? Like, why? Why do I feel so proud and accomplished about enduring through the pain quietly? Like, what's the benefit to anyone? I mean, I'm not saying that I should just sit and cry all day about being in pain and, being a chronic illness sufferer. No, I don't believe that. But I don't see any benefit in being quiet about your pain. And screaming from the rooftops about your pain is not what I'm talking about either. I'm talking about finding balance. And the balance is that you don't have to endure the pain quietly, and you don't have to be this hero who nobody knows about. You can be vocal about your pain, and setting boundaries is extremely important for people who have chronic illnesses. And setting boundaries will feel unnatural at first to those people who are used to ignoring their actual physical needs. So setting healthy boundaries has been a huge struggle for me for years now, because I'm so used to just pretending that I am okay when I'm not. And learning to admit, even to myself, that I'm not okay, that I need space, and that I need time. It really has helped me, to become a better person to others as well, because I became more patient and more tolerant with others. I realized that part of my frustration and anger in the past were due to me expecting others to also endure their pain. I was like, if I can do it, they should be able to do it too. Like, look at me. I have multiple chronic conditions that are incurable. Nothing in the world can help me. And look at me. Nobody can even tell. And you should be able to do the same. I don't care what kind of pain you have. I don't care what kind of illness you have. You should fight. And it was not a healthy outlook. It was terrible. It was damaging. And it was eating at me from the inside, because I was becoming a terrible person to myself and to others. And I'm so glad that I got over myself and that I learned about, healthy boundaries, and that I learned about giving other people space to heal, not physically only, mentally as well. And mental health is another huge topic where I have a lot of thoughts, and I'm probably going to share them with everyone, even if it's unasked for, even if nobody wants to hear about it. And if you have chronic illness, you're not weak for taking a break. You're not weak for crying. You're not weak for setting boundaries and saying no. You're not weak if you feel like you're dying. You're not weak if you need more time and more space than anyone else you know. You're not weak because you can't do things that other people of your age can. You're not weak. You've lived through so much. I know, because I've been there and I'm still here. So together, we can help each other and lift each other up and become better humans, not only to ourselves, but to our communities.